Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. It's the 10th day of March 2023. I hope that you're safe and healthy today and that you're enjoying your Friday. Happy Friday to you. Um, Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day, including today, are out here trying to save human lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks, parks, wrecks clean and disease free. Blessings also upon those that make deliveries of important things like food and water. So when you walk in the supermarket, the food is always there for our convenience, as well as things like mail. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue and deliver and recover the teenagers and the children who are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography and child pornography. The victims also of human trafficking and sex slavery and prostitution and child prostitution. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on those profiteers, and double curses on those perverts that make this industry possible. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children that are homeless in the United States today, mostly children. And there's millions of people around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night in Sacramento. The Knicks lost to the Sacramento Kings 122-117. And yes, every Knick loss is important and it's all tough. Good thing, though, before we start the program is to remember that Brooklyn also lost last night to Milwaukee. So the Knicks are still a full game above Brooklyn in for the fifth seed of the playoffs. So it's going to be a battle going all the way down. We know that that's the situation, and everybody's got stuff to deal with. And so we ran into a team that pretty much mirrors the Knicks in terms of their success, in terms of their style, in terms of their personnel. Look, let's look at it this way. I'm actually proud of the Knicks for what happened last night. I'm very proud of them. Look, so they play. Jalen Brunson basically plays the first half, less than a half, and he scores 19 points, and he gets out. His foot is not ready. He looks like he's going to miss. To me, that foot injury, he had 2 games off, and he came back and couldn't play a half. He's going to miss probably a week with this foot. Okay. And that's actually, it's bad because it's obviously Jalen Brunson, important part of the Knicks' success this year. But it's good in that if we know that in advance, it would give everybody else that's going to be in the rotation a chance to adjust and be ready for that. So if we know, for example, he's not, which probably is, he's not going to be able to go against the Clippers tomorrow. And then you got the Lakers. It's a back-to-back. Clippers, Lakers, Saturday at 4, Sunday evening. So it's going to be, if we know he's not going to be here for those 2 games, quickly knows he's going to start, and then everybody can work around that. So Jalen Brunson was out. And I got to say, love Julius Randle. He was horrible yesterday. He was absolutely terrible. Okay? He was absolutely horrible. Not just the shooting. All right, he was 2 of 12 from the three-point line. You get shot shooting like that. It happens. But missing assignments, getting backdoored. It almost as if the announcers even said that they were picking on him because he just wasn't in it defensively, and they were just switching until they got Julius Randle, and they would just go at him. Trey Lyles was also a Kentucky dude, but he wasn't one of the top Kentucky dudes, and he was making Julius Randle look like a freshman against a senior. I mean, it really was not pretty. So that was that. Mitchell Robinson, that referee, and it's the same, one of the 2 same referees that Fred VanVleet called out the other day. So it wasn't in our imagination that this idiot has it in for us, okay? And so he was calling some stupid, straight dumb calls on Mitchell Robinson. And then he calls a foul on Hartenstein when Sabonis got his hand grabbed in the middle of Sabonis, in Hartenstein's chest, holding his jersey. And they called the foul on Hartenstein. Same guy. So that was another problem. Quickly has went through bad stretches of shooting, okay? But he's been in a really rough patch these last 2 games. Very rough patch. Since the Boston game, he hasn't been right. I'm expecting him to get right. But last night, It was bad. He wasn't right. He wasn't right at all. He was bricking. He was coming up short. When the guy comes up short, most of us know when a guy's coming up short on his jump shots, the guy like Quickly, that's a straight shooter. Okay, he can shoot the rock. But when you see him coming up short like that, that's tired legs. Okay, that's tired legs. You're not getting your legs into the shot. Okay, when a guy is going too strong, or that's another problem. It's not tired legs. But when a dude keeps hitting the front rim, that's showing you got tired legs. Quickly is 23. So I'm expecting him to recover. I don't want to hear this, I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to use that as an excuse. I'm expecting him to recover. So basically, we were out Jalen Brunson. Julius Randle played horrible. Quickly wasn't himself. We were down 21. And they came back to tie it at 96. So to me, see, this is the thing that was making me laugh earlier in the season when I don't know how many, 3 or 4, 5 dudes, it looks like the team quit on Thibodeau. The team's about to quit on Thibodeau. We're about to fire him. The team's quitting on him. And I thought it was stupid then, and last night it showed why. They never quit. The Kings kept thinking the game was over, and the Knicks kept fighting back. Can you imagine? This was a playoff atmosphere type game. Can you imagine 7 games of this? Yo, I'm proud of the Knicks. They really adjusted. And then Tiz puts McBride in the game. He only played 7 minutes, but that was an important 7 minutes to give Quickly a spell, help Quickly out also, and with Brunson down. Toppin, Hartenstein, but they're going Hart. Josh Hart, he plays straight Hart, for real, for real. 15 boards, man, and he was all over the place last night. And then, of course, Q-Dog. Q-Dog, see, Q-Dog could have got more points, and I think would have helped a lot, but I just think, a couple of times Randle had his head down or was waiting too long to get him the basketball, and that's what held him up a little bit. Like I said, Randle was horrible last night. And he's entitled. Even all NBA players have nights, bad nights. It happens to everybody in the NBA. It's the league. So I'm not trying to say he's a scrub or anything, obviously, but he was bad yesterday. The refs took Mitch Robb out the game. RJ, was RJ. Okay, he did some stupid passes. They credited him with 1 turnover, but he had a couple of really bad passes. You're wondering what he was doing, but that's 22-year-old RJ. He was running though. He was going strong. He was flashing, doing his thing. So I got, he scored 25, but it really, and he wasn't efficient, but he was in the game at least. He was in the game. Yes, De'Aaron Fox is one of the quickest players in the league. I mean, he is. And so there's really not much you can do. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody that comes in the league has something that they're bringing to the table that is elite. Whether it's shot blocking, defense. In this guy's case, it's elite speed and quickness. You really, and I've seen videos of him when he was 14, doing that as a freshman in high school. And then, of course, he went to Kentucky, did the same thing, and now he's doing it in the league on an elite level. You see, you can't just do what you do in high school in the league. You got to be able to raise your game. This cat, whew. And then he was hitting some nice jump shots, which I would give him the J because he's not a great shooter, but I would give him the J. But he was tough yesterday. So Grimes had his hand full trying to guard him. Even trying to double him was tough. Okay. But the Knicks, again, they came back, they fought back, tied it at 96. They got within a couple other times. It was a fight, a dog fight. I am very proud of how they did it, and what it means to me is that going forward, everybody, this is what we haven't had since before Tom Thibodeau. We hadn't had it in 20 years. That is, when you're playing the New York Knicks, you're gonna have hell to pay. That's what I like. See, overall, Kings kept thinking, okay, we knocked them out. That's it. And then they came back. They was 21 up, laughing and joking. So the Knicks came back and tied it. And they knew they was in the game. All the way to the last 30 seconds, it was a game. Okay? Julius turned it over at the end. Like I said, he played terrible yesterday. He really did. He was bad yesterday. But I'm so proud of his effort. I'm proud of Mitch Robb, Brunson, Barrett, the whole team. They brought it yesterday. They brought the effort. And that's all you could really ask for on a road like that. Look, I don't care who it is. You play the Knicks 7 games, and they're gonna come at you like that, all 7. Okay, so nobody wants to deal with that. There's no there's not gonna be a series in the first round where you win 1 and they win 4. It's not gonna happen this year. There's too much fight in this team. There's just too much fight there, and now they got the talent. They bring along their young bucks. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna be all right. Like I said, the only team in the East that I don't say I fear them, but they match up the best against us is Milwaukee. And I'm not saying we can't beat them either, but I'm saying it's going to be the toughest matchup. Other than that, I think the Knicks are going to be able to deal with anybody in the East. So yes, they lost the game. Yes, they're still 10 games over 500. Whoa, man, 10 games over 500. Look at that. And we still fifth in the East. Now, tonight, Brooklyn's got the second night of a back-to-back in Minnesota. So they lost a really tough game last night. They were close. I think it was a 2-point game. They lost to Milwaukee. Let me check it. It was a 5-point. They lost by 5 to Milwaukee last night. So it was a tough game for them. And they're coming back tonight to go to Minnesota, who's also the Western Conference playoff race is a dogfight from like 6 to 10. It's only like 2 games separating all the teams from 6 to 10. Like you could be in the 11th spot today, win 2 games, and be in the 6th spot in 2 days. I mean, that's how close it is in the West. So everybody's fighting, including Minnesota and including the Clippers, who we got to play against tomorrow. So look, tough loss, but I think if he, that is Tibbs, knows that Brunson is really up to Brunson. I told y'all, Brunson decided I can't. This is the thing, you and I know by now. I mean, we know by now. This is 58 games, 68 games in the season. Brunson's tough. He's a tough cat. He plays through a lot of injuries. He just gets banged up every game. So for him to ask out, that foot is hurt. It's hurting bad. Okay, so I think he should probably sit for the next 2 games at least in LA. Get his treatment. Probably should sit for the whole West Coast trip because they got Portland after that, and then wait and see what we look like when we come back. Like I said, it looked like a week to me, but that way quickly knows he's going to start. Look, one of the things about this Tom Thibodeau coach team is every guy works extremely hard. I'm gonna tell you right now, IQ is looking at film today. He's looking at film. He's looking at his shot. He's realizing he had tired legs, and he's gonna be determined to come back and go off against the Clippers tomorrow. That's what I like about this team. He's gonna be focused on what he got to do. When you see RJ missing, I'm gonna tell you he's gonna be early taking up his shots. Tom Thibodeau knows how to push his buttons. Remember, he said, man, last year he was taking shots. He was coming in early and shooting. He ain't doing that, and all of a sudden he started doing it and he dropped 40. See, so he know how to push RJ's buttons, and RJ's gonna be looking at film. Grimes is probably ticked off. He played 29 minutes, had 19 points. Grimes actually played well. He was trying to guard De'Aaron Fox. That's what I'm saying. All these people talking about Grimes is not that good. You don't know basketball. You just don't. Grimes is an elite defender, guarding the best players in the world every night in his second year at age 22. Okay? Once he gets used to that in terms of the two-way game, in terms of his wind, in terms of being able to use his energy on both ends of the floor like that, and then starts nailing that jump shot like he did last night more consistently, it's lights out. Okay, that's why it's lights out. Okay, so I'm not worried about Grimes. Grimes is going to do his thing. And Hart was the perfect addition. I'm telling you, I haven't seen a guy rebound like that since Dennis Rodman. I mean, we're talking about the effort. That's what that was about. It was about the effort. It's different when you're under the basket like a Randle or Mitch Rob, and you're battling your bodies, you're banging bodies. You got just a few milliliters or a few inches to try to move, get position. That's a battle. That's a different type of battle. But this dude comes from one end of the court to the other. If you think the ball is loose, you better watch out because Hart is coming to get it. And wow. And he has infused the whole team. Not that this team was lazy before now, but he has infused the team with another dose of energy. Yeah, yeah. I'm not worried. Yeah, we lost the game last night. Okay, it happens. You were on the road in Sacramento. You lost. Your best player, arguably your best player, was off in all kind of ways, out of sync. Your other best player was out after before the first half was over, and you came back from 21 down to tied at 96. Yeah, I'm liking this Knicks squad. On next game, playing LA. Let's do this thing, okay? Playing LA 2 games in a row, one against the Lakers, one against the Clippers. Clippers first, I believe. Playing LA, let's do this thing, okay? I'm one thing, like I said, beginning of the season, defense wins championship. I'm always telling you that. And why is that important? Look, last night, the Knicks, I have to say, I haven't seen a team rebound like that. This is a Tom Thibodeau trademark. This is a Tom Thibodeau, this is his MO. They had 23 offensive rebounds, 58 boards, to the 42 for the Kings. That's what kept them in the game. Sabonis was going off. Sabonis is a tough cover, okay? He's tough. And they were letting him get away with fouls, like I said last night. Whereas Mitch Rob, they were calling, if the wind blew, they were calling a foul on Mitch Rob. But with all of that, with him going off, with the quickness of De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter is a championship piece. I always thought that coming out of Maryland when he was in Atlanta. I was wondering why they got him and DeAndre Hunter because it didn't make any sense. And then they went and signed Bogdanovich. But anyway, this is the good move that they get. This is their equivalent of getting Josh Hart. They got Kevin Huerter, and he's a really solid player, nailing the coffin type jumper at the end. This guy's good. So, yes, we did good with this team who's up there in this second or third in the West right now. We lost the game. We're going to recoup. This time, let's let Jalen Brunson just sit. IQ knows he's going to play. The young man's 23, ready to redeem himself. I'm looking for that tonight. I'm looking for McBride to get some more minutes. I'm glad when he went in there, he didn't score. I don't think he scored. But it wasn't the scoring. It was the defense that picked up the hustle. He had a huge offensive rebound on one possession we needed. Man, this team, don't mess with the Knicks. They coming for you. You got hell to pay when you play us. Now it's the Clippers' turn. So let's go ahead tomorrow. I'm going to miss the game early because it's going to be the Shabbat. But I'm going to catch the game after, the sunset. And I'm going to probably do a live stream because it's an early game. So I'm probably going to do a live stream on Saturday night. Probably do a live stream Saturday night, okay? And then, of course, we got the Sunday. I'm going to do one Sunday before the game against the Lakers. Let me just check that time on the Laker game because this is a back-to-back on the weekend. Let's see. The Laker game is it's an ESPN game at 9 p.m. on Sunday night. So we'll probably do a live stream, as I usually do around noonish Sunday before me and my wife go to our date on Sunday. And then Saturday night, I'm going to do one after the Clipper game. But I don't know. I can't predict whether they'll win or lose, but I can predict this. They're going to make the other team pay. They're going to come hard. They're going to be ready, okay? And the other team better be ready, okay? Now, I don't expect Julius Randle even to come like he was against the Kings. He was totally, I don't know what it was, but it was mental. Like Lyles was beating him back door. I mean, that's mental, okay? That's not even like lack of defensive IQ. That's just mental lapse. That's all it is. And it happened to him a couple of times. So I'm thinking he's going to come back and redeem himself against the Clippers. So I'm looking for that from Juju. I'm looking for IQ to come correct, come in the starting line. I'm looking for some more deuce time. Pull that deuce card and let's get that defense on up. And then everybody else keep grinding. Let's see what we could do. Y'all have a good Friday. Be safe out there. For y'all that know, Shabbat Shalom.